My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I have with me a very special guest, Mr. Arthur Wood. Thank you for joining me on the Curious Universe podcast.
I'm so grateful. This is I'm grateful to be here thing. Like I just won. I won the lottery. To be on this is a gift. Thank you.
I think we won the lottery because you are just such an incredible being, but also engager. And that's what I wanted to dive into the topic with you today. For those that don't know, you're kind of the lead of the global engagers for Access Consciousness. And we talk a lot about Access Conscious on the show. But you do engagement different. And I wanted you kind of give us a little description of what is engagement to you and what have you learned over the last couple of years about it?
So I've been calling for about 26 years now. And it was cold calling for the majority of my career in sales. And I am so grateful that there is a thing called Access Consciousness that has a global call team, that we call people just to engage, just to contribute to them, not to sell anything. Like even if we don't sell anything. Even if somebody wanted to buy something, we can't sell them anything. Like we just call to engage. We call with no agenda. Hey, what's up? How are you? You went to this class and we wanted to say thank you for that. And what changed in your life? And what's new? And what are you looking to change? Or who are you? What are you? Tell us. So that kind of shift in my career, or in the calling aspect of what I've done, has been such an amazing explosion of chaos, which you wouldn't think that chaos is like, you wouldn't think chaos has a lot to do with calling. And to me, chaos is everything to do with calling. There's a passion, of course, right here behind chaos, but then there's also a way to shift a molecule in someone, with someone, in a situation, to change everything. So I'm always asking, what molecule can I shift, turn, rotate to change everything going forward, to create change, a new possibility, and what molecules required. Like, I so enjoy in Access that we change constantly. I used to be the guy that's like, oh, I'm a dick and I'm this and I'm a cowboy and I'm that and I'll never change. I love me and I'll never change. I'm so grateful that I have changed and I can choose change anytime. So it really, the piece of engagement that is really that I've been shown by people in Access and other people in general, that is the most fun, is every time you engage with somebody, you create a new possibility. Like I didn't just hear that, I know that now. And the word possibility, like, can we just think about that? Can we sit in that energy for a second? What's possible with impossibility? It sounds kind of weird, but possibility is just like a new anything, a new something, a new anything, a new everything, all the time at once. Let's go. How lucky. Possibility is such a fun energy for me, and engagement is possibility. Long answer for a very simple question. Sorry.
Oh, I love it. And okay, you were talking about change, and so have you had conversations, unintentional conversations with people where you felt changed after just from the engagement with them?
Like right now, you mean?
Yeah.
From the beginning of this call? Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. I and I'm not always looking at what can I change this 5 seconds, because if I was, I wouldn't be present
Yeah.
with who I'm engaging with. And that's one of the things about engaging is there's such a huge tool that we use on the call team, and that's being interested, not interesting.
Yeah.
So I know right now I'm telling you, I'm answering questions, and I'm not being what I typically be, which is interested, and and also being and also sharing the experiences I've had, being a little bit interesting. How what who out there is going to listen to this possibly and get a little change from that? So sometimes being interesting is not a bad thing when you're sharing what change you've experienced.
Well, yeah, and how much does that, I mean, I love storytelling. I'm a writer. And
Are
there's,
you?
yeah. So there's like buying into the story,
Oh yeah.
like this is what happened to me. And, we talk about the axis, but there's also like sharing, like you just talked about, and that sharing can be a piece of engagement that actually changes someone.
Well, yeah. One of the things that's said is don't ever listen to, buy, or tell the story.
Yeah.
And I do all three. You're going to choose for you what's right for you all the time. And when I when I buy somebody's story and I get that energy of what happened to them and what they dealt with, I get a new possibility, a new reality. When I tell the story and somebody shifts something,
Hmm.
even if it's you're an idiot, Arthur, that's okay. That's a change. I'm in. And then when I listen, when I'm really present, right, and listen to somebody, to another being, with to somebody that's got had something come up in their life, or somebody that is trying to do this or not doing that, or had chosen this in the past and now is going to choose this, that is engagement. When we call people on the call team and we say, hey, you just went to your first Access Bars class, how was it? And they're like, I don't know, it was, I don't know what, it's so amazing, I don't know what happened. Wow, that's so much fun. And when we call somebody and it's like, yeah, there was a guy that was in a coma for 9 years and we ran his bars for 2 weeks and he came out of a coma. What? That really happened? That really happened. That really happened. So getting those senses of how much change has occurred, that's creation. That's I I don't take from that. I build from that, right? Communion. I build from that. And then what could I outcreate in me that could be that or do that or outcreate that or know that? There's so many stories that we hear that we don't believe.
Mm,
And belief is bullshit. Belief is I don't know, is what it is.
yeah.
Well, I believe in this. I believe in that. But that's not knowing. That's not a personal knowing. That's I'm buying it from somebody else. Or I'm trying, like belief is like the word try. It's like the word can't. Words are so big in engagement too. Words have such a powerful energy. I'm tangenting. Is that a word? I'm going on a tangent. I'm
Yeah.
squirreling.
I love it. So okay, so let's give if you were like doing an engagement class, right? And someone was talking to you about maybe like a lot of us weren't taught engagement. It's like talk, answer, ask questions. Like it's talking, half listening, waiting for your turn to talk. Where can people start? Like they
Well,
just want to start engaging.
all growing up, you're taught to listen,
Hmm.
not to talk, to listen, unless you're being asked a question.
Yeah.
And I I do not function from that. I used to, and especially in sales for 26 years, I would have to listen to everything and not miss a thing and write it all down. And if something happened and I missed it, oh, I'm an idiot and I need to sell all the things that I can. Ugh. What a waste. When you're in an engagement situation, when you're in a conversation, when you're smiling at somebody, when you're winking at somebody, when your body language is talking, being present with all those things is such a gift. And it hasn't been easy, but it is easy. When I say it hasn't been easy, I've fought against it. And I'm building up to an answer, okay? When I've been in situations where I have something that I need to contribute to the conversation, I shut up. Every need is not contribution.
Whoa. Sorry,
Every
that's
need
a
is
bit
not
of a
every
mic
need is not
drop there.
contribution. Contribution is a willingness to be a part of another's energy. And when you need or want or desire or have to do something, I just had to. I just got to say something. You don't. You don't have to when it's a need or have or all that stuff is this. I'm gonna get weird. That's this reality's personality of I'm important too, or I'm smart too, or I've been through something too. When you are present with somebody in an engagement, in a conversation, and you're not just hearing their words, but being their energy, you there's so much more to get. And when I say get, I don't mean take. I mean so much more to get, so much more when you're being present with that energy, you receive so much more from what they're showing you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And when they're showing you, they're not just telling you things to tell you things. And or when they are, they are. You can ask that question. But when they're saying something, they're giving you so much more than people receive today, I think. So I am the chaos bomb with that. I I will definitely not only listen, not only hear, and not only be present with that energy with someone else. In an engagement, I will pull energy. I will turn on 5 points of a person's body. I will I will I will do symphony waves on people that are sharing stuff with me of what I get is required. Like whatever excuse me, excuse me. It's one of the wonderful, beautiful things that I've got from Access. And when you know that you can contribute in some certain way in an engagement, that's the gift of how you engage. Why are all my answers so long? And I literally have never spoke this way ever.
I like it.
What is it about Cassy, the beautiful, ridiculously gorgeous Cassy, the bomb of whatever you are? Thank you for that, by the way. That is bringing all this out of me. Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, something I do every time I interview someone is I ask, what can I be that will bring out their brilliance?
You ask yourself this question,
Yeah. Like
and
before every time.
you're sitting there being it. Thank you. Wow, what a gift. I so the first time, folks, we tried to do this, I woke up 11 minutes late. I woke up 11 minutes late and I would say FaceTime, but video called her immediately. I was like, I just woke up. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I look like shit. Yeah, right. And she said, well, we can just do it in an hour. What a gift. Thank you, by the way. Your time is amazingly important. It should be known all over the world that it is. And you had no point of view. That's engagement. No point of view. No judgment. allowing everything and judging nothing. A lot of people that watch this, that listen to this, probably they probably don't believe in multiple lives.
Mm.
In somebody, they call it reincarnation or whatever, and people having multiple lives. I do. Like that I know how to do things that I shouldn't know how to do. And how else would I know that? Except for I've done it before. Um, and I've definitely known you in multiple lives, is what I would say.
Think so too.
Well, yeah, you're fun. But that question, oh, if everyone asked in every engagement, or if everyone asked a question at the start of their day, how can I outcreate myself, and what beautiful magnificence am I that I'm not seeing?
Mm.
And what if I did? Like if I did, would it make create change? Or what can I be today that's different than I've ever been? If those questions were asked, engagement would be different. It would be way easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we explore um the interaction piece of engagement?
You know
Okay.
what's fun about that? So
Well,
say a little more.
so I'm
You don't have to. You don't have to. I can go from there if you want.
go.
And engagement, I mean, engagement is an energy share. It's a ping of your energy into somebody else. When I walk in a room, I blast energy every time,
Mm.
and I see who looks, and I see who behind this person, behind that person, as far away as they are, looks. And I'm tall, so it's not fair. But I blast energy, and I'm like, let's do it. Like, let's engage. And there's so much. There's so much. A smile is engagement. A frown, a wink, a furrow, all just things that your body does, just your body is engagement. And they say this reality says tonality is 80% of communication. So the way you say something, the emphasis you put on the different syllables that you use is 80% of how we speak to each other. And I know people that are completely monotone that don't have any inflection in their voice whatsoever.
Mm.
And they're loved. They're like, hey, where's your friend? Where's Chad at? I'm like, what? Where's Chad? I'm like, wait a minute. If tonality is 80% and he is monotone the whole time, how are you asking where he is? There some I there's so much to say about this. When I see someone that I I know that they're not having the best day, I engage
Aw.
100% of the time. And it and I see beauty, and I'm so grateful for this. I'm not going to get emotional. Oh, have you ever been grateful for the fibers in your carpet on your floor? Like every individual one.
No.
Every step I take is softer, is
Oh
more cushioned,
yeah.
more comfortable. How could I not be grateful for that? Wow. So that level of gratitude for
Mm.
the rock in your shoe, letting you know that you're alive or you need to take it out or whatever. For the hair in your face that's tickling you and driving you crazy, especially if it's not yours. It's so funny that a hair, we play with each other's hair, we smell each other's hair, we but if one comes out of your head,
It's
it's the
disgusting.
worst thing in the world. It's the most disgusting, vile thing ever. Well, you just had it in your mouth, whatever. Being grateful for what if we could all be grateful for as much as we can be grateful for? What if I'm sure anybody's ever talked about being grateful for fibers in carpet, but or a rock in a shoe. But if you were, what if you were grateful for everything? What kind of engagement could you create? engagement is the key to a new possibility and the gift of possibility. And engaging always creates. I didn't say any of those things, and they're all true for me. Um, that's the gift that I'm not gonna cry. That's the gift that I've received from engagement is there is beauty in everything. There is amazingness in everything. There's power in everything. And being grateful for all of it, all the time, all at once, is is how I choose to live. What was your question?
That was beautiful.
Oh, well, yeah. That was fun. What if everything was fun? What if everything was a delicious popsicle that you could just eat up? What flavor would you choose?
All of them.
All of them, all at once?
Yeah, like a
Wow.
rainbow, you know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, like a Neapolitan popsicle?
Yeah.
You are a trendsetter. That is not even available today.
It should be.
It should be. Hold on, I gotta buy that domain name real quick.
Yeah.
Good work. You're so smart.
Okay, I love this. Okay, okay, switching a little bit. Um, when you were talking about like walking in the room and blasting energy and people looking, right? It made me think of I've entered rooms. I actually entered my first advanced access class, and I entered the room. It was just
Advanced
after
body?
lunch. No,
Advanced.
it was ESB. It was
Okay. Oh wow. Energetic synthesis of being.
yeah.
Big class.
And the whole room turned around and looked at me. And I was so fucking uncomfortable. I was like, what did I do wrong? And I just
Were you uncomfortable? Can I ask you something?
unit facility.
Were you walking in the door and being like, what is this? Oh my God. And that energy made everybody, whoa, what is that?
I was walking, it was after lunch on day 2. I was
Yeah.
walking in like I fucking can touch the whole universe. That's how I was walking in. Like,
Yeah. And then they all looked at you.
yeah.
You're surprised?
I was very surprised because I had done a lot of hiding. I was like in my hiding zone. So it was very weird to me.
Wow.
So I had so much resistance to engagement,
To be
to
being seen.
being seeing all of it. And so I'm wondering, um, would you speak to that for like some of the people that are going to be listening to this? Maybe they're like, sounds good, Arthur, but like I hate people or I'm not grateful or all this stuff, you know?
I know so many people that do not like being peoply. I just recently heard this word, peoply. And I'm like, peoply? Oh, what's that? Um, folks, you can choose whatever you want to choose anytime you want to choose it, and you're never wrong, ever. And you're also never right. Um, so choose for you. Be what you be for you. If you are considering a change in this, in engagement, in connecting, in communion, in oneness, I don't see how we're going to get through as a people, as a breathing human to be whatever. How we're going to get through all this shit that we're going through all over the world without oneness,
Mm.
without communion, without engaging. Like if there was true engagement, there would be no war. Like what would we fight about? And well, engagement is also fighting. That's an engagement.
Say more about that.
Well, I used to fight. I was a Golden Gloves boxer. I
Oh,
mean, and yeah, so many fights and fighting, and all the fighting was I was proving that I was tough, that I could take a beating, that my dad was mean to me, that I'm country, as in cowboy. Like I was proving I got tough by proving that I was tough. So stupid. And when I say engagement is fighting, there are forms of engagement that are destructive. And it's not wrong or right. I wow, I have so much regret around this.
Hmm.
How funny. Um, that is not, oh wow. If I could go back and put my hand on my shoulder when I was younger and say, is this what you want to choose? I would not choose it once. And what that is a form of control. That's control in engagement. Wow, that's not even really engagement. That's just control.
Ah,
Holy shit.
that appears like engagement.
It appears every time you this, it's engagement. No, it
Mhm.
could be control hiding to
Woo.
make yourself look like engagement. That's powerful. Thank you. Jesus, what? Why has anybody else ever asked me these questions a long time ago? Um, so wow, so many new awarenesses. We're going to have to go into that more, either on this or later. Wow, that brings up something interesting. How many times have I said engagement is connecting in every way possible, and now I see that fighting violence, that's control, not engagement. How many times, how many possibilities, how many ways has that tried to show itself to me that I've not acknowledged? And everything not allowing that. Fucking bad. Um, by the way, fighting is control is not engagement, if you didn't get that. And when you said talk more about that, I'm glad I'm not.
And you know what? Can I just, this is just popping. So whether this is me tapping into a future listener or whatever, but if I've talked in the show somewhat about narcissism, gaslighters, that type of thing. And it's interesting because their engagement, like they're
The
interested in
form of,
you, is actually a way to extract information to use against you, to control you.
yep.
Again, like, so how much have we actually misidentified and misapplied engagement and control or engagement? Like, how much is conversation just control mechanisms and reactionary realities? Like, just,
What a great awareness. Who's using engagement as a form of control
yeah.
that if you were aware of it right away, if you knew what you knew, if you followed your energy and said, "Oh wow, why are you drawing so much energy?" Or what if you could acknowledge that right away, what what would change for you? How could it change? What would change? How could you build your bank account with that? I don't know.
And then if
Um,
you were willing to interact, so if you were willing to step into the engagement, even with a narcissist, that is engagement is about creating a greater possibility, right? Like
yes.
interacting.
Engagement does
Yeah.
create a different possibility.
Okay. I
But
like how you,
engagement always creates, it does not destroy.
yeah.
So in a fight, what's happening? Destruction. So
Yeah.
that's control. In a narcissistic, passive aggressive, gaslighting situation, destruction. That's control. Engagement does always create. There's no frowning in engagement. If you're ever frowning in engagement, it's not engagement. It's control or it's something else. Wow, that's so true. You know, you just changed everything, right? Do you get that?
Well,
You just changed everything. I don't even know if I'm here right now.
we changed.
Am I AI? Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Cassie. And I'm not even close to ready to stop, but this is just I would say life changing, being changing. This is something really huge. Anyway, what other questions do you have? What other ways can we extrapolate or expand on what the
Yeah.
fuck ever this is?
Well, yeah, like something I was pondering before we got on together was like different places that people engage and like how they might extrapolate this into their life. I'm always like wanting people to bring this into their lives and have greater lives with it, right? So there's obviously engagement with business, there's engagement with relationships, there's engagement
Animals,
with animals. Yeah. So
Earth. Yeah.
Earth, oh my God. So what would be fun to explore? Like what would you want to play with?
If I could share if I could share a couple tools, a couple questions that might lighten up engagement for those not readily choosing it,
Yeah.
I would in the morning, I have a document that I made that I ask questions in the morning, every morning, almost every morning. And some of those questions are, if I was truly choosing to commit to my life, what would I choose? Like, if I truly commit to my life right now, what would I choose? And if engagement was easy, how would I do it?
Oh, I love that.
If engagement was fun, if engagement was the Neapolitan popsicle, how would I eat it? Like there's a lot of fun questions that have changed the way that it never shows up the way you think it's going to. And if it does show up the way you think it's going to, then that's a conclusion. And with all the ways that it shows up, you might not even see it showing up. Oh, that was this. This was that. This is from one of my questions. I'm actually getting something, but my question was this, and it showed up like that. Being present with all and being like receiving the crazy, amazing, beautiful, ridiculous chaos the universe shows you in every question that you ask is the gift of possibility. There's so many gifts of possibility. Um, but those three questions are probably, and who am I today? What grand and glorious adventures will I have? And how can I outcreate what I was yesterday?
Hmm.
So some of those questions just open up to me. They have to me, and a lot of people I coach opened up engagement in a different way they didn't see possible. When you ask for engagement or a different way to engage, even if you're an introvert and are not peoply, and 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 all that is no way. Like if somebody's an introvert and I took them to the nightclub with the music and the people and all the crazy and the drinking and the laughing and the bullying, and would they have a fun time? Probably not.
Probably not.
But the way that they ask that question, the universe has shown them, people have coached, has shown them an easier way to find engagement for them. So what question could you ask that would change engagement for you in the most beautiful way possible, with the most ease right away, or whatever? There's so many different questions that you can ask, and find the right question for you. So I cannot ask your question. I cannot ask a question for me that would work for you. But you when you ask for you, you're given a new reality.
Yeah, which is actually engaging with the question because you actually gave me like an awareness when you were talking because I've people will ask questions and I'm like, you said the words, but I didn't actually get the sense that they were asking a true question, right? And I always thought, oh, they're just lacking curiosity. They're not actually curious about the question. But I'm realizing that there's the engagement piece. They're not engaging with the question, they're engaging with the
Well,
awareness that's coming up.
well, and it might be, if you might go mind another point of view, it could it be that them asking the question for them is different than what you get.
Well, yeah, yeah.
And that's what's blown me away is I'm like, that's what you're asking for? And how can I get that? How can I get that energy because I'm not you? Like it's like what are you showing me that I don't already know? What about your question is something I don't get and I don't perceive and receive and be and do that I could be if I harnessed, or if not harnessed, but if I shared your energy in your space. It's so funny to me how many times I said that's not a question. And it could be. I mean, I don't know. Now I'm pontificating life. You've changed me. Holy smoke show, Cassie. What what are we creating that I'm so grateful for? All of it.
Me too.
Awesome.
Okay,
Can I
one
can
more
I
question. Well,
look?
go on.
You go first, and then I get to go.
Before the show, we were talking a little bit about when you were younger and you would talk to things and like answer things. And I same like I would name the vacuum cleaner. I would like and it would only run for me because I talked to it. I was like, yeah, but you're just mean to it. So why of course it's
Harv the Hoover. Harv. Swear. Swear. He was green and old as shit. I mean, I'm talking in the 70s, and he was way older than that. Go ahead.
so I thought that could be a fun place to kind of bring people to is like, so wherever they are on their journey of engagement, whether they think this is a brand new conversation, how many of us like did engage at some point
How many of us were beat down for engaging? How many of
yeah,
us were muffled?
yeah, yeah. And can you, yeah,
Yeah. So I brought up an instance where I was out with my horse, Batman, and I was answering him like I was like, I will later. And my buddy Eldon was like, What? What was that? What are you doing? Well, I'm talking to my horse. He's like, Yeah, but you're acting like he asked you a question. Well, he did. You did. He did. Horses don't talk. Okay. I think he has to speak to you in your language. No. He was like, Hey, I want to go out later. I want to go out. I want to be out of my pen. Okay, I will. I'll take you out. And my buddy was like, Oh, you're an idiot. And how much did that muffle me being me knowing what I know, and me just being in possibility, like that, that I stopped choosing it, that I stopped receiving from plants, from the earth, from trees, from animals, from have you ever seen like a vicious, like a dog that you thought was going to hurt you?
yeah,
Like you tensed up?
yeah,
Have you ever not tensed up?
yeah.
Every single time I've seen a big dog that I was like, oh, that could hurt me, and I just stayed relaxed, it was never a problem. Every time that I tensed up when it was so scary, I tensed up, it was aggressive something. In what ways are we hearing things or taking in things or being with things like plants or whatever that we're not acknowledging that if we did, we're all oneness or we're all communicating in some way. Like science says that these trees communicate because they have this fungi and mitochondria in the ground and soil. But what if that noise that the tree makes when it's swaying? What if the leaves rustling? What if that's communication too? What if the tree's making the wind? Okay, now I'm getting a little far off. There's only question. What can I do, be, know, receive, perceive to be with every molecule or every being everywhere right now? And everything not allowing that, I don't choose.
You can use the clearing statement. We use it on the show all the
I
time.
can? And everything not allowing that, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, Bach, all nine shorts, boys, povabs, and beyonds. Oh, I've been wanting to say that for hours.
Should have let you know. Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Um, my turn?
Yes.
Oh, who are you? What are you? Tell me it all. So, how long ago did you do your first podcast?
I think this is year 3.
Year 3.
Yeah.
When was the last time that you gave somebody a download of who Cassy is? Like all the listeners and all the everybody and how you've changed,
Oh,
please.
I that hmm.
That's another show.
I think that's a whole nother show.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Maybe you can come on my show and interview me.
I'm serious. May I?
Yeah.
I would love to do that. This has been such a gift.
Mm.
I am emotionally grateful.
Oh, I'm really great.
And I also am so curious about the Cassy. So folks, hold your horses. It's coming up. Giddy up. It's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Awesome.
Oh, thank
Well,
you.
thank you. Thank you so much. And if any of you guys want to connect with Arthur, we'll have links in the description so you can engage with him in
Please.
whatever way is fun. Thank you again. This is such a gift.
Any questions you have about engaging? I used to coach national sales teams, how to cold call. I coach engagement all over the world now. And when I say coach, I just answer some questions and share what I've done. And I only want to facilitate. I only want to create ease with it. So if it's for you, please reach out.
Yeah.
And
All
thank
right.
you, beautiful people.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in the
Thank you,
next show,
Cassy.
guys. Bye.
Thank you for exploring the curious universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?